Rapaziada, hoje é dia de missãozinha de evento. Reunião agradável, parte 1. Eventinho de poesia da Rutal e do Vente. Ai, cara, eu tô com altas expectativas pra isso aqui, porque os dois fizeram uma amizade tão legal no Ritual das Lanternas do ano passado, que eu quero muito ver como é que isso vai desenvolver agora. Tá isso, né? Deixa o like, se inscreva no canal e vamos ver que peripécias a Rutal vai aprontar dessa vez. Estou com hype. Ah, meu Deus. Não tá saindo o áudio. Não, não, que droga! Ai, caraca, que droga, velho. Eu esqueci que eu tô jogando com um jogo sem dublagem, meu Deus. Cara, que bosta, velho. Ah, mano. Eu realmente cometi esse erro. Eu comecei o negócio sem conferir se eu tava com a dublagem ativada ou não. Ai, cara, eu sou um imbecil mesmo, né, velho? Meu Deus do céu. Nesse começo desse vídeo eu vou estar narrando as falas dos personagens mas depois já vai voltar tudo ao normal. Mas se você quiser pular essa introdução e ouvir a dublagem do jogo, vou estar deixando o tempo aí na tela pra você pular. Cara, não acredito que eu cometi um erro tão básico desse, cara, na moral, velho. Eu vou me matar! É isso, né? Que já começamos bem a falha aqui da produção, né? Eu vou ter que dublar, mano, que droga. Se não são diferentes de Paimon, estávamos falando de vocês agora mesmo. Uma coincidência mais agradável do que achar Mora depois de dar de cara no chão. Há quanto tempo? Aposto que vocês têm novas histórias eletrizantes sobre a sua jornada para me contar. Posso ver nos seus olhos. Excelente, sabia que podia contar com vocês. Do que estavam falando antes da gente chegar aqui? É algo divertido ou comida deliciosa? Estávamos falando de uma certa viajante e como 2 é bom, mas 3 é demais, enquanto a dupla Começou já. Estávamos falando de uma certa viajante como 2 é bom, mas 3 é demais, enquanto a dupla inseparável viaja por Teyvat, fazendo 4 amigos aqui, mais 5 ali. Frequentemente em 6 e 7. Mano, que é isso aqui, cara? Oxi.
Passou de 2 linhas. Eu não leio.
Mas o só piora. Logo você poderá participar de um grande banquete no Portal de Pedra. Todos estarão vestidos pelos noves por comida majestosa e bons vinhos. E após 8 drinks longos e 7 Meu Deus. Que é isso aqui, cara? O Festival de Poesia. Correto, é um Sauru de poesia e Mondstadt e Liyue estão realizando juntos. Você ainda lembra da promessa que fiz à distinta diretora no Ritual das Lanternas? Lembro. Inclusive eu tenho vídeo sobre isso aqui no canal. Fica aí a dica pra quem quiser assistir. Isso mesmo. Na mesa de jantar daquela noite, eu sabia que este jovem bardo era um talento raro com gostos excepcionais. Sabe, é raro encontrar alguém com tanto em comum. E agora, finalmente, tenho que aproveitar essa chance de fazer uma colaboração. Tive que andar muito por aí para fazer uma petição ao terraço e contatar os Cavaleiros de Favônios. Mas, eventualmente, em espírito de amizade e compartilhamento de poesia, eu consegui finalmente organizar o Festival da Poesia aí, né? O nome é estranho. A poesia de Liyue é conhecida em todo lugar em Mondstadt é a cidade do vento e da canção. Com as duas nações se unindo, será o dobro de diversão e uma ótima chance para pessoas dos dois lugares se conhecerem. Rutal e eu seremos os organizadores em conjunto. Claro, eu não estudo as várias formas e formalidades de poesia de Liyue há muito tempo. Então, perdoem a minha terrível performance de agora. De modo algum, Vente, você seguiu minha deixa de maneira excelente. Você me lisonjeia. Parece divertido, então vamos participar. Ver os poemas da galera. Pode ter certeza que vai ser incrível. Lembro daquela vez em Liyue, quando deu uma... Não lembro disso aqui não, mas enfim. Mas as nuvens do mar de nuvens sempre retornam. Parece que alguém tem talento pra isso. Ou talvez devemos aumentar um pouco a dificuldade. Basicamente, estão todo mundo aqui pra fazer poesia, né? Parece que o cérebro da pequena... Parece que o cérebro da pequena Paimon ganhou alguns neurônios.
Pode tomar sua gu.
Você adivinhou tão rápido, mas ainda assim adivinhou errado. A gente veio aqui esperando convidar alguém especial. O Xiao, né? Óbvio. Nunca tendo escrito um verso, como eu poderia me juntar nesse negócio de poesia? Além disso, afligido com karma como sou, a atmosfera estridente que vocês estão cultivando é precisamente o tipo que devo evitar, como sabem muito bem. Mas tem hora pra tudo, certo? Todos nós começamos com batatinha quando nasce, mas tente e você estará viajando sozinho como uma nuvem bem rapidinho. E você nem tem que se juntar a nós pessoalmente se não quiser. Você pode só assistir e torcer pela gente. Mas pelo menos vai lá dar uma olhada, que tal? Logo ao lado do albergue e tem muitas atividades divertidas para se envolver. Não vai machucar dar uma caminhada só para conferir as coisas. Além disso, comigo aqui, o que de ruim poderia acontecer, né? Vou pensar nisso. E foi embora. Já tá quase na hora. Por que a gente não vai pro lugar dar uma olhada? Muitos de seus amigos já devem ter chegado. Vamos, Vente e eu ainda precisamos discutir o poema para a cerimônia de abertura. Então a gente vai lá depois. Depois disso, nosso amigo Adeptus pode precisar de um pouco mais de convencimento. Pronto, Rotal, pode falar, vai.
How about that for an opening? Yes, I like it. But if we could give it a bit more oomph, it would be even better. I think we should lead with a bang, dip into a slippity slide, then whoosh into a whoop whoop boom! Got it? Got it. Completely understood.
Pô, como é que eu invento de gravar o bagulho sem conferir o áudio da dublagem, velho? Eu sou um imbecil mesmo, velho. Não é possível. Não, depois dessa aqui, pode ter certeza que eu vou me tacar da ponte que tem aqui perto de casa, velho.
Wow, it's so lively. Didn't think there'd be so many people here.
Eu tô merecendo essa, velho, na moral.
And a lot of them are familiar faces. Let's go say hi.
Hu Tao, what are you even doing?
Giây phút em gặp anh là em biết em si tình.
Well, look who's here. This poetry fest seems to have attracted talent of the highest caliber. Hey, Xingqiu and Changyun are here too.
I was actually heading into the mountains to train, but he accosted me on the way and dragged me here.
Oh, how your words wound me. Is it not the responsibility of an exorcist of Liyue to ensure that this celebration of friendship between our two nations stays free of evil spirits? Besides, this is an excellent opportunity to meet heroes who have come from far and wide. Surely, you must be curious as to how that heroine of Mondstadt was able to lift such heavy objects like they were but a feather.
Heroína? Tá falando de... sei lá, da Noelle?
Are you talking about Noelle?
Oh.
Yeah, she's super strong.
Eu sou prazer, mãe de Ná. Acertei de primeira.
Well, since you are so well acquainted, could we trouble you to introduce us later?
Okay, fine. But don't forget to help me with my investigation like you promised. That's the only reason I agreed to come at all.
Huh? What investigation? Naturally, I could never forget such a thing. My word is my bond. Relax, dear Paimon. All will be revealed in time. Okay. Diona! Traveler in Paimon? I didn't expect to see you here. Are you here to mix drinks? That's right. I was specially asked to attend this event on behalf of the Cat's Tail, and I'm also here as a mixologist representing the Mondstadt wine industry. You're representing Mondstadt's wine industry? Oh, you must be hating every minute of it. Of course I hate it! But it's also a perfect chance to destroy the reputation of Mondstadt's wine business once and for all! Opportunities like this don't come around every day, you know. Huh? How do you figure that? All I need to do is add some gross ingredients to the drinks, and I can create the most disgusting concoctions imaginable.
Ceboso.
Nobody will ever buy wine from Mondstadt again.
Ceboso.
Ceboso!
Paimon thinks you'll end up getting the opposite result. Just you wait! I ain't about to mess this up.
Boa sorte,
Are you
então,
gonna
né?
write some poetry with us too? Poetry? I've heard plenty of bards sing in the tavern before, but I've never tried writing any myself. You should join in! It'll be fun! Fine. If I have time.
Ué, o que o Mika tá fazendo aqui, oxi?
Mika! Noelle!
Oh, it's the Traveler in Paimon.
Are you here for
the neighboring nation's congenial poetry gala as well?
You said that with a straight face? Is Paimon the only one who thinks it sounds weird?
Representatives? No. Nothing fancy like that. We were sent here by the Knights of Favonius to help maintain order and set up the venue. But I didn't really do anything useful so far. Noelle brought all these tables and chairs here from Mondstadt by herself.
Caraca, a mina trouxe umas mesas do nada.
Oh, no, that's just not true. Your efforts were indispensable. You selected the venue, drew up the layout, and so on. Also, you're the true knight here. I'm still in training. If anything, I should be addressed...
What? No. Please don't. Just keep calling me Mika.
Sei lá, tipo, é esse negócio da Noelle de... Ai, eu ainda não sou uma cavaleira de verdade, que não sei o que. Porra, isso nunca desenvolve, cara. Na moral, eu tô começando a criar um pouquinho de raiva da situação. Não gosto mais disso, não.
Anyway, Master Jane did say that as long as we keep on top of our work, we should take a look around while we're here and get involved in the poetry gala as much as we can. But I haven't written much poetry before, so I'm not sure if I'll fit in.
I actually have the same concern.
É, tem a primeira vez pra tudo, né?
Yeah, plus, you won't be alone. We're joining too. The Traveler's a really good writer, you know.
Aonde que você tirou essa informação? Baseado em que você tá me acusando?
Really? In that case, we'll try our best too.
Perhaps. The challenge of writing poetry is a rite of passage that all who wish to qualify as a knight must eventually face.
Paimon wouldn't go that far. But anyway, no backing out now. See you soon.
Sure. Maybe you can teach me a thing or two.
Oh, Mika beat me to it. I was gonna ask for help too.
É, vamos escrever juntos.
Poems and melodies wandering the wind, wafting to pastures beyond their home.
Two greedy fishies struggling to swim. They ate so much that they're starting to groan.
Animal crystal fly draped in gold robes, a bright little light from that glaze lantern glows.
Benches pinch the rice and scoot while the boars of the forest anxiously root.
Welcome one and all to this festival of poetry, jointly organized by Lua and Mondstadt.
Or, in full, the neighboring nation's congenial poetry gala.
Cara, esse nome é esquisito demais, mano. Olha o negócio, velho. Sauru de poesia cativante de nações vizinhas. Que nome mais brega, velho.
We're your hosts, Liyue's versemonger of the darkest alleys, Hutao.
And Mondstadt's liquor-loving lyricist, Venti the Bard. The purpose of this event is to promote friendly poetic exchanges between our two nations. So please, have fun, talk to other people, and make some new friends.
If you're here, you're our guest, so please enjoy this poetry fest.
I'd also like to reassure everyone that this event welcomes people of all skill levels, from first-time rhymers to seasoned songwriters. If you ask me, the most important thing you can bring to writing poetry is authenticity. That means reaching deep down to all the thoughts and feelings you usually hide away or struggle to express, and putting them into words. Just write from the heart in whatever form you like.
Quebrando um pouco a imersão, desde quando esses balões de diálogo viram os bagulho de 5 linhas, cara? Que
to help
isso?
everyone really cut loose and enjoy themselves to the fullest, Venti and I have carefully prepared 3 themes to be revealed over the course of 3 days. Let's get right to it. The first theme is Riddle Me This.
O que é?
Solving riddles, huh? Interesting. It's actually a pretty good choice for a warm-up activity.
Whew. I'm glad they're not making us write sonnets or something right at the start.
Does everyone see the lanterns hanging around the venue? These have been specially prepared for the riddle game. Simply write down your riddle and hang it on a lantern. Then Venti and I will select a few to pose to the crowd, and you will try to solve them. We'll now give you some time to write down and hang up your riddles. Feel free to walk around and talk with the other contestants to get the creative juices flowing. And remember, whoever guesses the most riddles correctly will get a prize.
Get a prize.
And with that, the neighboring nation's congenial poetry gala has officially officially begun.
E...
We couldn't cajole Adeptus Chow in the end. He said he'd take a peek from the peaks, but that was all he'd agree to. It's a real shame. I had the perfect poem for his entrance and everything.
That was a good little opening ceremony, wasn't it? Even if I do say so myself.
Tá, vamos ver aí a charada.
Oh, let's see what's on this lantern. A tender sigh for home, how far the flowers roam. A visitor asks me why, for a dream beyond the sky. Okay, someone from Liyue definitely wrote this one.
I just read that one too. Liyue's poems seem pretty difficult to grasp.
Dreams? Sky? Is it talking about some kind of bird?
So it means something like, this thing's really far from home. It's in a vast area, and it's flying really high. Is that it?
Sei lá.
Oh, you're amazing, Paimon. Oh, it looks like I still have a lot of learning to do.
It's nothing really. Once you've spent enough time in Liyue, you just sort of pick up on these things.
Oh, I know exactly what you mean. Back when I was out with the Grandmaster on the expedition, I started picking up some local customs without even realizing it.
But back to the riddle. We still haven't actually solved it. What could it be talking about?
Something that flies high and far. Oh, that makes me think of dandelions.
Oh, that makes sense. And Mondstadters believe that dandelions can carry your feelings on the wind.
But maybe we're missing something? It can't be that easy. After all, it's a riddle from Liyue. What would their equivalent of the dandelion be? If there even is one. What do you think, Traveler?
Eu acho que tá certo.
Great! Then we'll have one answer ready to go when the game begins.
O importante é a autenticidade, né?
Right, just like Venti said. As long as the interpretation makes sense and reflects our perception of the poem, then perhaps there are no wrong answers.
Well, no matter what the real answer is, the guessing's all a part of the fun. Let's go look at the next one.
Oh yes, I want to see if there's any Mondstadt-style riddles.
This one says... Oh, this handwriting is just awful. I have 4 corners like a square pancake, but I'm stuffed and seasoned and carefully baked. I pass through the lips 1 piece at a time. The more you consume, the broader your mind.
Eu acho que sei que comida de Mondstadt é essa, mas eu não vou lembrar o nome. Nunca decorei o nome dessas comidas.
Drooling from that one. Is there really a food that can make you smarter? Paimon's gotta try that.
Oh, Paimon. You have to look past the surface level meaning with riddles, or you'll fail to plumb their depths.
Quer dizer, isso se for o que eu tô pensando, né? Uma comida de Mondstadt.
So have you got any ideas, Shincho?
Well...
Xingqiu just hung that riddle up a moment ago.
Oh, so this is Shincho's riddle! You know, Paimon was expecting you to write something a little more... elegant.
This festival is about building friendship and mutual understanding. With so many friends from Mondstadt present, I thought I'd try writing something more accessible and less flowery, so that more people could enjoy it.
Hey, not bad!
Então, meu
buddy,
pá.
does that mean you can tell your old pal Paimon the answer on the sly, or...?
Not a chance. You'll have to wait for the answer to be revealed, just like everyone else.
Ha! Meanie!
If that's how you feel, why don't you try and stump me with a riddle of your own?
Maybe Paimon will! Traveler, you'll help Paimon come up with a riddle, right?
Não vou ajudar não, se vira aí, trouxa.
Meu nome é Ari e eu não tô nem aí.
Then I look forward to seeing the fruits of your literary labors.
Tá, tem mais uma. Mais uma do Senhor Charada, né?
Even though Paimon said she'd... Let's start by reading a few more of other people's for inspiration. On 4 long legs, my slim body sits. I eat not a bite and drink not a sip. With a passionless face, I greet countless guests, whom I carry all day without needing to rest.
Não sei que tipo de objeto poderia ser esse.
Is this talking about
Não, não é um animal, eu acho que é um objeto.
It's a chair.
Só que faz sentido. Uma cadeira.
Diana, how did you guess it so quickly?
Ou ela só chutou também, né?
Were you the one who wrote it? No, of course I didn't write it. The answer just popped into my head. I'm always telling the cats in the tavern that the chairs get tired from working all the time, so they shouldn't use them to sharpen their claws. Oh, okay. So a riddle needs to have a bait and switch. Are you trying to write one? Yep, and thanks to you, Paimon's just thought of one. Maybe I should try to come up with one too. All right, Paimon's riddle is now hanging up. Diona, do you want to... Nah, no need. I don't really care about winning a prize. Oh, okay then. Well, looks like it's time to carry on with the event. Sure, have fun.
Hey, looks like everyone's about done mingling and riddling. Gather round and look this way. Venti and I have selected several riddles from everyone's contributions, and we added a few of our own to the mix for good measure. Shortly, we'll randomly select a few to read aloud. If your riddle gets selected, remember that you have to announce the correct answer at the end. Anyone who guesses correctly gets 1 point, and if nobody guesses correctly, the writer of the riddle gets a point. Sounds fair to me.
Ok.
Of course, when the riddler reveals the right response, it only counts if everyone agrees that it's not too far-fetched.
That's right. Now, if there are no more questions, it's time to reveal the first riddle.
Hopefully they'll draw at least some that I can get. Oh no, does only the first person to solve it get the points? Ugh. That means I have to be first to raise my hand.
Please choose Paimon's riddle. Please choose Paimon's riddle.
Riddle number 1. Let me see here. Ugh. This riddle is, unique, especially the handwriting.
É a caligrafia.
I have four corners, like a square pancake, but I'm stuffed and seasoned
Ela
and
lendo todo travado o bagulho.
baked. I pass through the chips, lips, one piece at a time. The more you consume, the broader your mind.
Eles podiam pegar, tipo, ela lendo tudo travado e tal, e transmitir isso na legenda também, pô, mas eu esqueço, né, que a legenda do Genshin ela é feita com o Google Tradutor, né, aí é intancável, né. Eu não sei inglês e dá pra saber que a legenda do Genshin ela é meio capenga, né? Não dá pra confiar tanto assim. Mas é melhor do que nada. Pelo menos não é que nem uma certa empresa por aí, né? Que quer cobrar um absurdo pelos jogos e ainda não tem legenda em português, né?
Without the author coming forward, I can confidently declare this answer wrong. I mean, how does eating pizza broaden your mind? And while I'm no expert in exotic dishes, if I'm not mistaken, pizza is round, is it not? Like mora meat?
But eating pizza makes you happy, and being happy makes it easier to...
Ah, vai a merda, vai, para passar uma vergonha.
She may have jumped the gun on this one.
Maybe it's some other kind of food. No. Riddles are never that simple, and it needs to be something that makes people more intelligent.
If Paimon had known it was gonna be this tough, she'd have read more books in her time.
Oh, livro?
What is it? Have you got it?
Eles são quadrados e recheados com muitas palavras, e cada palavra passa pela sua boca quando você lê, afiando a sua mente.
Oh, gotcha! Books! The answer is books!
That was quicker than I expected. I was quite proud of that one. Oh, it appears the riddle writer has announced the answer. Okay, 1 point to Paimon.
Huh? So the answer was books? Oh, how did I not get that? Come on, Mika, concentrate.
We're awesome at this! Oh, what Paimon meant to say was...
On to riddle number 2.
I gotta get in there
Ah, não
first
tô
this
com
time.
paciência pras conversinhas chatas da Paimon, não. Hoje eu só vou esquipar, mano. Foi mal.
High above the wispy clouds,
Tô com
amidst
menos
the
paciência do que o
gloomy
normal
smoke and
hoje.
shroud, standing alone on an icy stage, beneath it every lowly sage. Looks like a poem from Lila.
Eu juro que eu li sabido aqui. Eu tô ficando maluco já.
Não que eu tenha sabido alguma hora. Sabido? Soubedo.
Oh, it's...
I got it!
Looks like those two have some ideas. Could it be some kind of plant that lives in cold, high places?
Mika, please go ahead. As a full knight of Favonius.
No, how could I? It was you who thought of it first. You should be the one to guess.
My answer isn't necessarily correct. Besides, it's first come, first served, and you beat me to it.
No, I didn't. You were just before me.
How gracious and considerate our fellow
Quanta graça e
competitors are towards
consideração.
each other. A wonderful sight to see. How about both of you say your answer at the same time? If you're both right, you'll each get a point.
Whoops, I didn't realize we'd made such a scene.
Oh, crud. I guess we dragged that out a bit. So, Noelle, what do you say?
Yes, let's. Our answer is...
Cecilia!
Oh, that certainly sounds like a good candidate for the correct answer. A flower that blooms on the highest peaks and known for its exquisite beauty. The Cecilia is held by many Mondstadters to be the true windbloom. Although, since the writer hasn't yet come forward to announce the answer, this probably wasn't the answer they were looking for. Sorry. Any other answers?
Oh, I can't believe I was wrong. Maybe it's a plant from Liyue.
Is the answer Jingshin? The poem does evoke a strong sense of quiet, proud solitude in a high place.
Correct. I wrote this one. Jingshin is the right answer. No! Shinjo got it before Paimon could. However, after listening to the host's description, I do remember reading about Cecilia flowers in a book once. They definitely fit the description of a pure flower standing proudly and alone on high. So, I'd like to approve the answer from our two friends from Mondstadt as well.
Really? Oh, thank you so much. Well, since even the Riddler themselves agrees, all three contestants earn a point each.
Darn it! Shinjo's got up to Paimon already! Yeah, you're probably right.
Moving now to our third riddle. Huh? Why is the handwriting so... floaty?
Flutuante.
What's got no wings but flies in the air, never gets tired of floating up there. So full of mora it comes out the nose, but in the sea, glug glug glug, down it goes.
Gloob, gloob, gloob.
Chupe, chupe.
That's Paimon.
Isso me quebrou.
I picked Paimon's riddle. What is it? Why isn't anyone guessing?
That's not quite it. More like, it's so ludicrously simple that we just cannot believe it.
What? No way! Well, go on then.
The answer is Paimon.
Aí eu criando maior expectativa de, nossa, ela vai mandar uma poesia legalzinha. Não.
It's Paimon.
I was actually gonna say Paimon too.
Agora eu tô ainda mais sem paciência.
Me too.
No! You're all completely wrong!
Paimon, do you have wings behind your back?
No.
You're always floating, but you never seem to get
And Paimon has a very healthy appetite.
I've heard from this...
Glug, glug.
Agora eu fiquei triste.
Now Paimon's doubting herself. What was the answer again? No! You're all wrong. The answer to Paimon's riddle is obviously the Jade Chamber! You know, the Jade Chamber that's always flying up there in the sky?
Ah, se a resposta tivesse sido essa da câmera de Jade, até que não teria sido boa, mas não. Não sei porquê, mas eu senti só uma tristeza durante essa hora, então eu só fui skipando os diálogos. Mas também é justificável, vai tomar no...
Olha a língua.
Guessing riddles is a lot of fun. And even though Paimon didn't manage to beat Shinjo... Oh, didn't Changyu mention he was investigating something before? Let's go ask him about it.
Não gostei desse momentozinho aí não, mano. Achei bem meio... Meio porcaria. Então agora tem que melhorar, vai. Otimismo. Vamos ver se fica bom a situação.
You too?
Oh? Hi, Paimon. You know,
Oh, are you collecting your prize right now?
I am indeed. Though, if you really want it, I'd be more than happy to give it to you.
A cara dele de kkk. Essa vai ser minha maior vigarice.
Seriously? Wow, what is it?
A most generous donation by yours truly as director of the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. Namely, a buy one, get one free coupon for our high-end customized service package.
Isso, Rutal, leva ela embora. Dá um descontaço pra ela, leva ela embora, por favor.
Nope, nuh-uh, no thank you, hard pass, you can keep it.
Are you sure? In that case, I'll gladly take it.
Here you are. Now remember, this package comes with our anytime, anywhere, on-demand
Qualquer hora,
collection
qualquer
service.
lugar.
Just give us a call and we'll be right there. With any luck, we'll still show up even if you're unable to call.
A Rutal é muito maluca, velho. Adoro ela.
To what do we owe the honor, Paimon?
A quem nós devemos a honra.
What do you mean we? Chongyun's the one Paimon's looking for, not you. Wasn't
Ai.
he saying something about needing help?
Tomou-lhe uma de graça. Vai ficar
yeah.
quieto.
There.
How about I put it in riddle form?
Huh? Isn't the competition over?
'Twas like a demon not demonic, or devil devoid of the diabolic. Afar it floated free above the ground, but when approached, though sought, naught could be found.
Sei lá, o Xiao.
Sounds to me like you encountered a ghastly little ghostie in the wild.
Perhaps I should just explain it. Basically, while I was training this morning, I suddenly caught sight of a non-human entity. It was floating in the air without any kind of external aid, and its body was almost transparent. At first I thought I'd finally encountered a demon that wasn't repelled by my pure yang spirit, but none of my methods had any effect on it. And when I went to try and get a closer look at it and tried to ascertain what I was dealing with, it disappeared into thin air.
You're sure it's not a ghost or spirit of some kind?
Quite sure. I could sense that it had a physical body, and if it were a spirit, I'm sure it would have been scared away long before I saw it. It's all my fault. I got overexcited, and in my haste, I didn't ascertain its true nature before taking action. Thinking back on it, if it wasn't an evil spirit, maybe I offended some kind of adeptus.
O fim de algum adepto usou besta iluminada.
You shouldn't blame yourself. It was something you'd never seen before. Anyone else would have reacted the same way. Besides, we're making up for it now by doing our best to find out the truth.
Any thoughts, Venti? Have you managed to untangle Chongyun's twisted tail?
Why don't you take a guess first, Tutal?
Oh, that means you have.
I can't be absolutely certain, but I'm reasonably sure it's not what Liyue would call an evil spirit or demon. So whatever it is, it's not dangerous. How about this? We can incorporate a search element into tomorrow's poetry activity.
Oh, does that mean we get to play outside while we write poetry?
Close, but no. Good ideas could just pop into your head out of thin air, but if you ask me, everyone should relax tonight and get a good rest before tomorrow.
You say that, but your gaze keeps drifting over towards the wine stand.
KKKKK. Errei, fui moleque. O cara só quer ficar bêbado, é isso. Oh, essas artes estão legais, hein? Ah, cara, esse negócio ali da Paimon, a câmara de Jade e tal, beleza. Mas eles tentaram fazer uma piada de, é a Paimon que não sei o que. E, eu não sei porquê, mas eu não achei graça nisso, achei tão... só acabar logo com isso, saca? Tipo, não sei se é porque eu tô ficando chato ou algo do tipo, mas enfim, né? A segunda parte já tá liberada, eu vou dar uma pausa aqui pra tentar voltar o ânimo depois dessa cena, essa ceninha esquisita aí. E é isso, né?
The sun is shining bright today. As soon as that leaf floats past Stonegate, we shall reveal today's poetry theme.
E dessa vez tá com o áudio ativado. Nossa, cara, eu vou ficar traumatizado com isso agora, velho, na moral.
Day of the neighboring nation's congenial poetry gala is pairing couplets.
A Rutal, ela fala com o S tão puxado, né? Parece que tá saindo tipo um chiado, tipo... Ai, hoje nós vamos, sabe? Parece esquisito.
Couplets. Oh, I've heard of that. It's a Liyue art form where you have to create new lines of poetry based on fixed rules. Kind of like a fill-in-the-blanks game, but for poetry.
Heaven and earth, rain and wind, the endless sky and the boundless land, forest borers and ocean shrimp, lavender melons and matsutake shrooms.
Isso foi uma poesia?
Based on a given line of poetry, you must create the second line to form a pair, or couplet. As long as you take inspiration from the wide world around you, you'll find it's not so difficult after all. The two lines should be neatly matched, complementing each other both semantically and rhythmically. In essence, it's just like most other forms of poetry.
Pera aí, não tá faltando alguém aqui não? Tinha uma mulher de cabelo azul?
To buoy your imaginations and allow the winds of inspiration to fill your sails, we've added an additional component, an inspiration walk.
Caminhada de inspiração.
By inspiration walk, we simply mean wandering around in the wild, taking in the scenery and pocketing any poetic thoughts. Of course, to all our friends, old and new, please be careful while out and about. Wangsheng Funeral Parlor is already fully booked for the month ahead. And if there's
A funerária já tá cheia até o mês que vem. Se houver mais demandas, só volta.
In short, please roam freely as the mood takes you.
Resumindo, ela quer que sim, vamos pra natureza em cima.
Beautiful nations and fill your imaginations with the most pleasing of poetry.
Voltar o lelé.
All reconvene here
Voltar
tonight.
o lelé da cabeça.
Traveler, can you round up Xingqiu, Chongyun, and the Mondstadt contingent? I have a favor to ask of you.
Oh, is it that thing from yesterday?
No problems. No problemas.
I'm counting on you. So, we hope that each of you can keep an eye out for this while you're out on your inspiration walk.
Are you sure this is okay? It was just something I ran into, and now we're imposing my business on everyone else.
Oh, please don't say that, Mr. Chongyun. Master Jean ordered us to work with you however we can to improve cooperation. Helping each other out is exactly what we're here for.
Besides, investigating any strange occurrences near Mondstadt and making a report to the Knights of Favonius is also part of our job.
I don't mind either, because while we're out, I can look for new cocktail ingredients too. Just think of it like an outing with friends. It'll be fun.
The way I see it, you should just humbly accept their willingness to help.
All right. In that case, thank you all very much. I will be sure to repay your kindness someday.
Now, how about we split into two groups for the day?
You mean to cover more ground?
Not just that. Don't forget, this is still part of the Poetry Gala. If we all see the same sights and sounds during our inspiration walk, how can we write unique poems?
That's true. But how do we decide who goes in which group?
Pedra, papel, tesoura.
Why don't we draw lots?
Yeah! That'll make things even more fun.
Drawing lots? But what if I end up with the Liyue crowd, and I can't think of anything to say to them?
I've got the slips of paper here. Who wants to go first?
Oh, Paimon! Paimon wants to go first!
Okay, so that's the Traveler, Paimon, Diona, and Chongyun in one group, and Xingqiu, Mika, and Noelle in the other.
What a relief. At least I'll have Noelle with me.
Then I humbly place myself at your instruction.
Oh, I don't think... that won't be...
I also await your guidance.
Dar uma caminhada é o plano. O plano é dar uma caminhada, né?
See you all tonight.
Falou tudo errado.
Did anyone forget to bring anything? If not, then let's get going.
Wow. Are those ears and tail real? So fluffy. All right. Miss Diona, is there some place in particular you would like to...
Just call me Diona. Since we're trying to find that
Nossa,
thing
deu uma
you saw,
travada legal
why don't we
agora, hein?
start with the place you saw it last time?
Vai na frente.
Captain. Hey, quit messing around.
Ih! Olha ele olhando aqui, ó. Olhando lá longe.
Right over there. next to the water. That's where I saw it. But it was a little foggy at the time, so I didn't get a clear look.
The view from here is great, but there's kind of a gloomy atmosphere around here. Is this the kind of place you like to take a walk?
I wasn't taking a walk. I come here to train.
Train? Like how knights train for combat?
It's a bit different. As an exorcist of Liyue, my training involves practicing techniques for the exorcism of evil spirits.
Exorcism?
I've always wanted to demonstrate the power of exorcism, but it's a pity. I've never actually gotten the chance.
Changyun is 1 in a million! He has pure yang spirit, so as soon as he gets close, evil spirits run and hide! Huh? Isn't that a good thing?
It's awful. Have you ever heard of an exorcist that's never seen an evil spirit? A lot of people think I'm a fraud because of this condition of mine.
Your physical constitution is far rarer than the techniques still passed down by exorcists today. You should treasure it.
Conqueror of demons.
Is that a friend of yours?
Aparentemente eu sou amigo de todo mundo, né? Mas esse maluco também é meu amigo.
Yep, this is Xiao, an adeptus of Liyue. An adeptus? Wow, I've never seen one of those before. Hello, Mr. Adeptus?
Just call me Xiao.
So, are you here to train too? Or are you out for an inspiration walk?
When I heard about the exorcist's encounter, my suspicions were roused. That's why I'm here. I've already informed the owner of the inn. If you see anything out of the ordinary, return immediately and leave it to me.
I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to drag even the Conqueror of Demons into this.
I have already patrolled the area and found nothing amiss. Either the anomaly you encountered was no evil spirit, or perhaps it already left.
I guess that means we came all this way for nothing.
If there's no other business, I'll be taking my leave now.
Peraí.
Yeah, you should come. There's no one else around here anyway, so you don't need to worry.
But
I would also be honored if you joined us, Adeptus Xiao. It is a rare opportunity, and I have many questions about exorcising evil spirits that I would like to ask you.
Fine.
Renda-se a nossa caminhadinha em grupo, Xiao.
Seems like this Adeptus is pretty shy. Or maybe all the Adepti in Liyue are like this. Team Changyun has a new member! Yay!
What? When did this become my team? Now that Adeptus Xiao...
Don't overthink it! Diona, didn't you say you wanted to find some new ingredients? Yeah, I don't get to come to Liyue very often, so I want to gather some new ingredients while I'm here. I've heard that Liyue's Jueyun chilies can set your throat on fire. Is that true? I'm gonna mix them into my drinks and give it a try.
Uh-huh. Jueyun chilies. I'm not sure that would taste very good.
Really? Perfect! Let's go pick a whole...
Só estimulou ela a pegar mais agora.
What the...
As well as Jueyun chilies,
lá meu time.
some slime condensate or loach pearls.
Are those really fit for human consumption? This is starting to sound like something Xiangling would make.
Engraçado, olha o time que eu tô usando, velho. O Viajante Dendro, um Xiao, Anemo e 2 Cryo. Nossa, não tem ressonância nenhuma esse time. Ou talvez a Mihoyo achou que eu estaria usando o Viajante Hydro, né? Coitados. Não vou usar aquela bomba nem a pau.
Simples assim. Okay, this should be enough.
Diona, you seem really committed to, making alcoholic drinks available to people of all tastes.
What? No, never! I hate alcohol! When grown-ups drink too much, they get that stupid drunk look on their faces, can't speak clearly, and don't even respond properly. Sometimes, they just sleep on the floor all night. Alcohol is the root of all kinds of evil. So, I'm on a mission to mix the most disgusting drink in the whole world and show everyone just how awful alcohol really is. Nothing can stand in my way. If it means coming out to Liyue every day to pick fresh Jueyun chilies, then so be it.
Is it really worth all that effort?
Yeah. Because all my previous efforts have failed. Those stinking booze hounds not only haven't woken up to the truth of how bad alcohol is, they even keep praising my drinks. It makes me furious!
But how is that possible? If this is the kind of stuff you're throwing into their drinks, it must taste absolutely vile, surely.
Are you calling me a liar? Well, if you don't believe me, I'll fix you a drink right now. Then you'll see.
No need.
Ih, vai tomar pimentinha.
Just you wait.
Vai tomar uma bebida com pimentinha.
Pimentinha! Is she really going to add those Juyun chilies?
If her claims are true, perhaps she too possesses a unique constitution of some kind.
I don't see how it could have anything to do with her. Unless she's under the influence of some kind of power? Maybe an evil spirit.
No. I sense no trace of the demonic in her. Although there are traces of something else. Something rather special. In Liyue, we might say this child has adeptal affinity.
Ih? Afinidade dos adeptos, eita pega. Como é que é, rapaz? Explica essa...
Ready. Here, I made one for Xiao too.
Explica essa história direito, moço. Vai tomar também. Ei, maravilha.
Oh boy. Look at that color. Yep. She definitely added Juyun chilies.
What's wrong? You're not allergic to anything, are you? Don't worry. There isn't even any alcohol in it. It's a slime condensate base with a seasoning of Juyun chilies and finished with
Pernas de
frog
rã.
legs.
Olha que bebida maravilhosa.
Surely there's no way this can possibly taste good.
Oh.
Xiao downed it in a single gulp. Oh, great. If the Conqueror of Demons drank it, it'd be rude of me to refuse. Oh.
Ih, tomou também. Aí...
Changyan drank his too. Is he gonna be okay?
This drink is...
delicious! It does have a touch of Juyun chili, but it isn't at all overpowering. It's completely different from Xiangling's cooking or those drinks Xingqiu makes to mess with me.
Nossa, o cara tá muito animadaço. Calma,
It's
moço.
crisp and refreshing, with just a hit of numbness, and the Juyun chili flavor combines with the smooth but not slimy texture of the frog legs that form a heavenly mixture. And oh, the slimes. Can we talk about the slimes? Before this, I never knew that they had such a pure and herby taste, like fresh grass after the rain.
Que isso, moço? Calma,
Purity
tá.
of nature distilled into a cup.
Tá animadaço até demais, hein?
Simply unbelievable.
That's right. Slimes are absolutely sublime. Oh, I failed again. But wait, what's gotten into Chongyun? He's been so quiet up until now.
I'm
Você tá
great,
bem?
and I gotta try another. Diona, if you please, one more.
O cara adorou o negócio.
Okay. I think I've calmed down a bit. I'm sorry. I can't believe I let you all see me like that.
It's fine. My fault for not checking your spice tolerance first. Oh, looks like this pure yang spirit isn't such a great thing to have after all.
Actually, before I drank it, I very much doubted what you said about your drinks.
Who'd have thought it? Diona and Chongyun are actually kind of similar. Xiao? What's wrong?
Look over there.
Ali aonde? Aquela pedra ali?
You mean the leaf?
Something's written on it.
What? You can see that from over here? Oh yeah, or it'll get swept away!
There's a poem written on it. The Conqueror of Demons has truly amazing vision.
Let Paimon see!
Tá o poema aí na tela, quem quiser ler é só, é só pausar.
It sounds like the author is writing about the first time they met their true love.
Although the following lines suggest that they didn't end up together.
Why write a poem on a fallen leaf? The flowing waters are ruthless. They carry the leaves away with the current. This poem would likely have vanished into the void had we not found it. It makes no sense to me.
Às vezes as pessoas escrevem poemas só pra se expressar.
It's true. I've heard Singcho say something similar before. When there's things that you're unable to say, or just never had the chance to say before it was too late, if it can be put on paper, it can be expressed as poetry.
Is it kind of like wishing at a fountain? I used to do that sometimes when I was little. So, that means that our mystery poet was probably hoping that someone would read it, right? You think? Then, should we write a poem in reply?
But we don't know who wrote it. How can we reply?
Why not go upstream?
Upstream? Why?
The ink looks fresh. It can't have been written too long ago. This withered leaf floated down with the current. If we travel further upstream and drop a leaf into the same waters, it should be carried down past the original writer.
Cool! Aw, this is so romantic! But how do we make sure that they'll receive it?
We can write extra copies and drop the leaves in different places. As they say, where there's a will, there's a way. Surely at least one of our leaves will find a path.
Justo.
Either
Faz
way,
sentido.
it's our only option.
Then let's make like a tree and head upstream! Upstream, upstream, up we go! Oh, did you think of what to write yet?
No meio da escuridão, vagalumes brilhando, seixos imóveis pelo fluxo do rio, se palavras ainda permanecerem e o amor tiver até o fim, contra o mundo, pequeno pode desistir. Tá, ok.
Ooh, great! Now give it here, and Paimon will toss it into the water!
Tá tudo bem aí? Parece que você tá gostando da ideia.
Things you never had the chance to say before it was too late. When silence is the final word, we mourn the loss of things unheard.
Por que você não escreve um poema também?
I have little talent for, nor knowledge of poetry.
The leaf's in the water! Look, it's like a little boat! Merrily, merrily down the stream, life is but a dream.
We should probably pick up the pace. We still have a few more leaves to set afloat, and we need to get back before it gets dark.
Okay, let's go! Uh-huh. What's this? You two having a private chat?
Sim, não tava percebendo não, imbecil.
Nossa.
No, it's nothing. I just hope this isn't all in vain.
Conversinha particular, vá cagar, vai.
The scenery here is quite beautiful. Let's pause here to seek some inspiration.
Should we set up camp?
Oh.
Please wait a moment. I'll pitch the tent.
Agora vamos ver a visão do outro grupo.
It's an inspiration walk. There's no need for all that.
Okay. Well, I'll conduct reconnaissance nearby to ensure this area is safe, and see if I can't scavenge any firewood or food while I'm at it.
Wait, reconnaissance?
It means survey the environment and plan our route forward. It's the foundation of all operations while out in the wild.
Are all inspiration walks in Mondstadt this complicated? They're acting like this is completely normal. Am I the weirdo here?
Eu sou estranho aqui.
In that case, I'll conduct reconnaissance with Mika.
Huh? Oh, okay then. Crumbs. Now I have to try and make small talk. Should I mention the scenery? The weather?
Very well. Then leave the camp to me.
E olha os bugs acontecendo aí, ó.
So, Singcho, do you go on inspiration walks often, or
I do. I always get bored when I'm cooped up at home, so I head out for a stroll. Life gets busy. You have to steal a moment of leisure when you can.
Cool. Oh, over there, firewood. With this wood and the food I brought along, we can definitely put together a decent lunch.
You've got quite a knack at wilderness survival.
Thanks. I was on an expedition with the Grandmaster of the Knights of Favonius for a while, not too long ago. I was in charge of surveying and mapping.
Oh? You sound like a character from an adventure novel. Charging across the world, sword in hand.
What? No, I'm nowhere near as amazing as all that. If I really run into a powerful enemy, I always leave it for someone stronger to deal with.
You're too modest, Mika. A hero is measured not by the blood on his sword, but by what's in his heart. As long as a righteous heart that yearns to aid others beats within your chest, no matter where you go or what you have achieved, you may be called a hero.
That all sounded pretty profound. Oh, I've never even thought about any of that before.
Hello? Are you okay? Maybe we should return, lest Noelle be forced to wait on us.
Oh, sure.
Quer ver que a gente vai chegar lá no acampamento, vai ter até mesinha, barraca. Eu tô vendo lá de longe, não precisei nem...
Time to act.
Precisei nem adivinhar.
But you're back! Did everything go smoothly? Do you need a cloth to wipe the sweat from your brow?
No need, thanks. All clear. There's no danger in the vicinity. Noelle, your cooking is amazing. Every single dish is so tasty.
Truly astounding. I never imagined it was possible to enjoy such a satisfying meal in the great outdoors.
Really? Then what do you usually eat when you're out on an inspiration walk?
Oh, well, since I usually sneak out from home, I just grab some dried snacks to take with me. Add in whatever fruit I pick along the way, and that's my lunch.
By sneaking out, you mean running away from home?
That's right. Or sometimes I'll tell a cover story like, I'm going out to take care of business.
But if you get caught, won't you get disciplined?
So, just don't get caught.
Anyway, did anything interesting come up while you were out?
Well, Xingqiu and I talked about what it means to be a hero. Now that I think about it, by Xingqiu's definition, you should be considered a hero too, Noelle.
Huh? Me?
You're always happy to help everyone in the Knights of Favonius. Not only that, but whenever we're out training, you help out the citizens of Mondstadt. Oh, remember that time when a giant boulder was blocking the road? You cut it in two with a single blow.
Oh? Sounds like she has both a heroic spirit and incredible martial prowess.
Don't. Oh, please don't praise me like that. We should talk about what we came here to do. Finding inspiration.
Miss Hu Tao said something about pocketing our poetic thoughts. But so far all we've done is gather some firewood and cook lunch. I have no idea what to write.
You can write about anything. Looking at Cor Lapis, one can't help but wonder if one's own heart is as bright and clear as jade. Observing silk, so bright and beautiful, one pauses to consider whether it ever feels the sadness and sorrow that humans do.
So we have to connect our internal world with the external one?
Exactly. But that's just one of many possible methods. Perhaps you might gaze out at the bridge in the distance and see a woman leaning on the railing, looking as if her heart is laden by sorrows that even the rushing waters below cannot wash away.
Aqui aquela mina que tava na primeira parte.
Huh? Wait! I saw her at the gala yesterday. She wrote one of the riddles we answered. Why don't we go say hi?
Hello, ma'am. How fortuitous it is that we meet again.
Hello. Are you here on your inspiration walk too?
Yes. Allow me to introduce ourselves. I am Xingqiu, and this is Noelle and Mika.
Thank you for accepting our answer to your riddle yesterday.
Oh, don't mention it. It's all in good fun. I'm Caliroe.
So, Miss Caliroe, are you from Fontaine?
That's right. I was traveling in the area and just happened to see there was a poetry event being held at Stone Gate. It looked fun, so I thought I'd drop in.
Your riddle yesterday made quite an impression on me. It was uniquely evocative. Have you studied Liyue poetry before?
I haven't, actually. I've just picked up a few things here and there from chatting with people throughout my travels.
Amazing! So you're a natural poet.
We noticed you standing on the bridge from quite some distance away. Are you drawing poetic inspiration from the flowing current beneath?
I haven't finished my poem yet. The water here was just so peaceful and calming. I stopped for a moment and lost myself in admiring it.
Assim, eu não sei se é óbvio, né, pela aparência dela, mas
since we're all here, why
essa
not
mulher é
head
uma
back with us to the venue for tonight's
Oceanide
festivities?
disfarçada?
It's getting late after all.
Huh? Are you sure?
Porque naquela Aquele evento lá da CLI da 3.8, né? 3.8 meio que revelaram que as pessoas assim são oceanídeos disfarçadas.
We can walk and talk. Perhaps the mingling of ideas will give rise to new inspiration.
I'd personally like to hear Miss Callie Rowe's couplet. I'm sure I can learn something.
Well, if you're all in agreement, I've got no reason not to join you.
Ah, voltaram primeiro que a gente.
Woohoo! The first team is back, right on schedule.
Huh? The others have yet to return?
Come on! Let's hurry!
Just how far did you all go?
Everyone catch your breath. Come on, deep breaths. 1, 2. Now, don't panic. The party hasn't started yet.
We made it! Oh, Paimon's exhausted.
Desde quando você se cansa de voar?
Paimon gets tired if she has to fly too fast. Oh, not to mention dropping all those leaves. Paimon's hands are cramping up. Sounds like someone needs to exercise more. Huh? You guys picked up a new teammate while you were out?
Indeed. This is Kelly Rowe. I believe you'll remember her from yesterday, though you weren't introduced.
Hi, everyone.
Hello, but you're not the only ones who's called in reinforcements. Wait. Xiao? Where'd he go? Xiao, come on out!
Now that we've all regrouped, let's... Scratch that. Looks like we're still waiting on my co-host.
They say roosters crow at first light, and finches go to bed at night. But Director Hootal's always on the ball. Anytime, anywhere, she'll answer your call.
Are the theatrics really necessary? We're already on day 2 of the festival. The opening ceremony is over.
But my dear, dear Paimon, it seems you are not yet aware. That was not for my own sake, but for a special guest who's joining us today.
Director whose manner is as exuberant as ever.
Ah lá ele,
quite an impression.
O hombre da pedra.
Oh boy! Now this is a surprise.
O Vente.
Mr. Zhongli, I hope you are well.
Xingqiu, what can you tell me about Mr. Zhongli? He seems like somebody very important.
Yes, he's held in very high regard in Liyue Harbor. He's extremely erudite in many different domains of knowledge.
Allow me to introduce you all to Zhongli, a consultant at the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. His expertise is limitless, stretching from the celestial orbs to the terrestrial ores, spanning modern and ancient culture, delving into literature both prosaic and poetic.
O cara é uma enciclopédia humana. Quer dizer, humana não, né? Bom, você entendeu, né?
My subordinate,
Vocês
but he
entenderam.
is certainly a qualified poetry expert, and so we have invited him here tonight to judge the compositions.
The director exaggerates. I am but vaguely acquainted with a few lines of classical poetry. Should you consider me to be remiss in my appraisal of your own compositions, please correct me.
Yeah, enough with the modesty already. If I didn't know better, I'd say you seemed nervous.
Está nervoso.
Focus on judging.
Please rest assured that I shall rise to the occasion, Director.
Let me do a quick count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great! Equal numbers on both sides.
Huh? Are you counting me too? Okay, fine. But consider this a favor.
With our Fontaine friend present, perhaps we should rename this event to the Three Nations Congenial Poetry Gala. Also, I'm just noticing that Paimon should only count as a half teammate at most. That kind of puts Team Traveler at a bit of a disadvantage.
O Paimon conta como a metade de um ser humano, literalmente, né?
Igual um pinguim mesmo, olha lá. Igual o pinguim da Antártica mesmo, olha lá. Tá doido, filho. Bora, ô miniatura do Mbappé.
2 Paimons chega à minha altura.
Well, how about this?
Aye,
I'll
aye.
join in as well. Director Hootal, here to help out in your hour of greatest need. What does everyone think?
Naturally, the more the merrier. Being the host of the festival shouldn't stop you from having the chance to enjoy it like the rest of us.
Then it's settled.
Everyone else in the audience, feel free to join in too and support your favorite team.
Só tá os arcontes aqui nessa imagem, né?
Isso aqui esquece, né? Tá falando da elite.
What about me? Shall I keep track of the score?
No need for that. The teams are just a formality. We're all friends here, and this isn't intended to be competitive. But what do you think, Judge Zhongli?
I concur, Director. Moreover, it would be disingenuous to impose upon our friends from Mondstadt and Fontaine a competition in which they are judged on how rigorously they can adhere to Liyue poetic conventions. Since this is a congenial poetry gala, should we not begin with inspiration and finish with friendly conversation? The aim being for all participants to enjoy themselves.
That's a relief. I was so nervous about this, but it sounds like it's gonna be pretty relaxed.
Couldn't have asked for a better judge. Zhongli said everything I was supposed to say, only far more eloquently. So, without further ado, I shall pass the baton to Venti.
Friends old and new, put on your thinking caps and take a deep breath of fresh air. The second stage of our poetry gala will now commence. Matching couplets.
Perhaps I could break the ice with a humble contribution to inspire others to share their brilliance. Please listen to the first line in the couplet. Lounging in luxury inside a Shinue kiosk booth, delighting in countless contemporary tastes.
What? He managed to think of one already? Oh, he seems like a real expert at this.
Nada. Esse é o nosso escritor de light novel, né?
Shinue Kiosk. Should that be paired with Lily Pavilion? Or are they too similar for a couplet? Oh, this is pretty difficult.
Shinue Kiosk. Contemporary tastes? I guess I should pair the modernity of their VIP dining experience with an emblem of the past. Ah! Maybe where I was training that one time. That was quite ancient. The weather was terrible that day. Okay, I got something. Surrounded by history, outside a Tianheng Pass pavilion, as lightning sets the boundless tenebrous skies ablaze.
Wow! Chongyun completed the couplet!
Shinue Kiosk is a renowned modern restaurant, while the mountain pass of Tianheng is a prominent historical landmark. These two iconic locations form a complementary pair. The imagery also contrasts rather well between the two halves of the couplet. One half describing a leisurely and comfortable indoor scene, the other portraying a hazardous outdoor scenario where there is no protection from the elements.
Huh? I was just describing what I experienced that day. I guess I just got lucky. Alright then. I guess I'll start the next couplet. Mind pines for Mingyun. Flesh confined to Qingse. Spirit striding high on Zheyun's clouds.
Oh, Chongyun, you dark horse. Looks like you came to play today.
This conjures the image of one with lofty aspirations, whose life is limited to a small town, but who awaits the opportunity to one day ascend above the clouds. The use of various locations for their symbolism is quite novel indeed.
Oh! Soul shines like jadestone, dressed in finest silkware. Lucent heart still beats within me now.
Wow, how did Noelle do that?
A superb line. It employs the metaphor of precious stone to describe one of noble and moral character, with a pure and clear heart.
O Vente não tá falando nada, ele só tá vendo o Zhongli aí. Só tá vendo o Zhongli aí.
The work of a skilled poet.
That was a commendable couplet.
All thanks to your guidance while we were out on our inspiration walk.
I'd like to start the next couplet. Up into the misty karst, down among the grassy marsh, all for lotus seed and bird egg soup.
Ué?
Lotus seed and bird egg soup? What is it, Diona? Did you think of a second line for the couplet? No. Everyone's poems are so complicated. I need more time just to understand them. But when I heard lotus seed and bird egg soup, it made me think of berry and mint burst. Maybe because I mixed a similar drink recently.
North beyond the Starfell Lake,
south
Falou.
across the windswept plains, just for berries squeezed and mint infused.
Eu acho engraçado que uma vez por atualização a Lumine fala alguma frase de 2 linhas. Ou geralmente, né, que é o normal, ela só fala uma palavra.
No wonder everyone praises the traveler so highly. You answered so quickly.
Both halves of this couplet require intimate knowledge of the terrain in question and the local plants that may be found there. The two of you are clearly both seasoned travelers.
Does this mean I helped? Meowza!
Hey now, Zhongli. Don't just praise everything you hear. You should question and press them a bit. Don't worry about upsetting anyone. After all, I'm here to take the heat.
Then allow me to try another. Qingxin has no heart. Still, it soothes the human heart.
Is she talking about the medicinal effects of Qingxin? This is a hard one to match.
O Xin de Qingxin significa coração, mas a flor em si não tem um coração. Ah lá o Xiao bem pequenininho, mais pequenininho do que o normal.
Sweet dream is no dream, yet it nurtures people's dreams.
Sweet dream. Does that really match?
Since the suitability of the match has been queried, I shall act according to the director's wishes and ask you, what is the link between Sweet Dream and Qingxin?
Um tipo de sobremesa, é sério que eu meti essa?
Oh, you mean eating a delicious dessert before bed will make you sleep well, right? You're amazing!
Nossa, mas tá travando mais do que o normal, hein? O que tá acontecendo, mano? E tá bugando as texturas, olha a cara da Lumi. Na verdade, dormimos pacificamente à noite porque o Shell tá aqui pra proteger a gente. A cara do Shell também tá toda bugada. Ai.
Then I agree. The two halves of the couplet match. This point is well deserved.
Points for me, points for thee. This judge gives out points for free.
Entrega pontos de graça.
But if you ask me, everyone's being a little too conventional so far. Let's push the envelope a little. Go nuts!
Oh? In that case, why don't you finish this one for me, Hu Tao? Round moon in the heavens, full moon at night. Celebrate with circle of friends.
Oh, square meals in the basement. Big bowls of rice. Decorate with cuboids of meat.
Huh? What the?
We have ourselves a pedant's couplet. The two halves have no thematic connection, yet each word has its perfect parallel, meaning the two halves do form a cohesive whole. The strict pairings make this no easier to achieve than a thematically coherent couplet.
Blah, 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 blah. So verbose. Zhongli, just tell me if I got a point or not.
Of course you did. I presumed it went without saying.
Through Cheongji, I walked 100 miles. At Guili, I ended my march. In Dihua, the silver grass grows in 2 styles, but horsetails don't trot out the marsh.
From vendors, I bought some 15 steaks. At dinner, I sizzled the lots. At pressure, the tenderloin cooks in 2 ticks, but 15 won't fit in the pot.
Aí já virou palhaçada, não tô entendendo mais nada.
Eu não tô entendendo nada, moça.
Huh?
So that's a pedant's couplet. Paimon thinks she can do that too. I thought of one. Wolf hooks can't hook Baron Bunny. Aw, that's a cute couplet.
Sweet flowers can't outsweet Sister Barbara.
Ia lá. Oxi.
Now that's the passion we like to see. Although,
Do nada dos fanáticos da Bárbara.
your
Oxi.
response was technically one word too long.
In that case, Whopper flowers can't whop Jumpy Dumpty.
Oh, this Mondstadter's got talents.
I'm so relieved I at least managed to get one.
Nestling by a roaring fire, scent of tea wafts from the stove, reading through the heart of clear springs.
Wow, Noelle came up with another one. Come on, match the couplet. Paimon knows you can do it.
É, vai você, oxe.
Do you really think Paimon has what it takes?
Hora de ficar pedante.
Fine, Paimon will give it a whirl.
Cara, mas hoje tá travando mais do que o normal, mano. O que tá acontecendo, velho? Na moral.
By a roaring fire, scent of tea
Normalmente não trava tanto assim, velho. Ué.
Reading through the heart of clear springs. Seething in the pouring rain, sword of pain swipes at my foe, beating up the eye of the storm. What? Really?
Yes, very good. The image of challenging powerful foes in the harshest of conditions seemed to manifest before my eyes, and it was perfectly juxtaposed against the atmosphere of leisurely reading with a cup of freshly brewed tea.
Really? Maybe Paimon has a knack for this after all.
It appears that my services as a judge are no longer needed.
E o Vente não abriu a boca pra falar nada, né?
Nesse exato momento, eu só tô assistindo mesmo vocês.
Paimon's so happy! Paimon managed to match a bunch of couplets at the end. You did hear them all, right?
I really enjoyed myself too. Oh, I never knew Liyue's couplet poetry was so much fun.
You were amazing today, Noelle. You did so many couplets. Paimon especially liked your one about reading Heart of Clear Springs. Paimon never could have thought of that.
Moça?
Miss Kelly Roy, are you okay? You look like you're getting tired.
Don't worry, I'm fine. Thanks for asking. Although, I do have a question I'd like to ask. Have all of you read Heart of Clear Springs?
Acho que não.
I haven't actually read it.
My dad told me the story once. It's about a spring fairy and a young boy.
Oh, yes. The story of a spring fairy who left her homeland and met a boy under the moonlight in a faraway land. The boy poured out his heart to her, and she listened to his stories. Over time, the boy grew up and began to develop feelings for the spring fairy. But the spring fairy didn't understand human love and was afraid that making a promise to him would ultimately end in tragedy. And so, I don't know if Diona's father mentioned the part about the kiss to her.
In the end, the spring fairy left the boy and was never heard from again.
Oh, yes, that's it. Many years went by, and the boy became an old man. But he never stopped believing that the fairy was real and not just a dream.
Sounds like a tragic tale.
So, what do you guys think of the spring fairy in the story?
I'm sure she made her decision with the best of intentions, but the boy couldn't hope to understand why she left. It's a shame that the misunderstanding never got cleared up.
Well, do you think she should go back and see that boy again, if she ever had another chance?
Now? But isn't he an old man by the end of the story?
Isn't it a bit late? What if it just led to more regrets? Oh, sorry. Maybe I'm being too pessimistic.
If Paimon was that boy... Actually, Paimon would definitely want to see the spring fairy again, no matter how old Paimon got. After all, she's the love of his life, right?
I see.
Oh? Looks like the party's still going strong over here. Are you coming up with more couplets? Need my help?
Stick to hosting, Tone Deaf Bard. If you get involved, you'll only match every couplet yourself and not leave any for the rest of us.
I never knew you had such a high opinion of my abilities, Paimon. But the couplet games are all over now. Tomorrow's theme is freestyle poetry.
Poesia livre.
Do we have to share our own poems with everyone?
That's right. If you're not feeling confident, don't worry. It's never too late to register for Venti's Poetry Cram class.
O Vente ainda tá com essa de aula de poesia?
I'll sign up.
Oh, me too.
Hold on there, Buster. Before you start peddling your classes, just how much freedom is there with this freestyle poetry exactly? Aren't there any requirements at all?
It's as free as the winds that blow. And there's nothing freer. There are no limits to genre, form, content, or anything else. So long as it comes from the heart, you're welcome to put it into poetry. Give it a try. There's no better chance to express your innermost thoughts.
Whoa, That's almost too much freedom. Paimon can't decide which way to go. Our travels? Or maybe all the food that the travelers cooked for Paimon. Will you come too, Kelly Roy? Paimon wants to see what you write.
Oh, yes. I'll be there.
Ugh, my nose is starting to itch again. Alright, I shall leave you to privately
É por causa da
ponder
Diona.
your poems and bid you all good night. See you tomorrow.
Até amanhã, senhor bêbado. Sei lá, eu não sei o que achar desse evento em si. Eu acho que esse evento, ele tá sendo mais... O que tá me divertindo aqui é mais interação entre os personagens do que o conteúdo do evento em si, saca? Tipo, não é, por exemplo, que nem o Ritual das Lanternas, que, tem todo mundo ali conversando, quer dizer, a interação entre os personagens. Aí tem a lore que tá acontecendo atrás do evento, que não sei o que. Aqui, a lore tá bem desinteressante. A única coisa legal mesmo tá sendo a interação entre os personagens, né? Tipo, a Diona, tudo engraçado. Mas é isso, né? Vou esperar aqui a parte 3 e eu volto pra gravar amanhã.
Tell me why ain't nothing but a heartache. Tell me why.
Ainda tem a missão do Wesley pra jogar, velho. Nossa.
Looks like we're a few people short today.
Eu vou pegar pra jogar a missão dele depois.
Morning, friends. Singcho said he wants to take some time and focus on writing poems, so he'll join us later.
Noelle has other duties today, so she asked me to tell everyone not to wait up for her.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind. What about Kelly Roy, though? She said she'd be here.
I got here really early, but I haven't seen her yet.
Are you talking about the girl with the blue hair? I saw her on the bridge near Dihua Marsh during my morning training. She looked a little upset, so I didn't want to disturb her.
Upset? Oh no! What should we do? Was it something we said last night? Oh, Paimon's worried.
Vamos lá em perturbar ela, vai.
I agree. If she's run into some kind of trouble, I'd like to help her.
Huh? You're all going? Then I'm coming too.
Shall we start with the bridge? We're all here a little early, so there should be time.
Good idea. We'll be back in a jiffy.
Oh, so this is the place? We ran into her here yesterday too. She looked like something was weighing on her mind then as well.
It's also not far from where we were dropping those leaves.
Huh. Leaves?
Oh, right. We were so busy matching couplets we forgot to mention.
Interesting. I wonder... Could Miss Callie Roy have been the one who wrote that poem on the leaf?
What makes you say that?
Oh, sorry. Nothing. Well, nothing concrete. Just a hunch,
Mas
I
esse
guess.
negócio do poema aí faz total sentido, né?
It's just...
Já que ela tava lá, pode ter sido ela que escreveu e jogou na água.
Feeling as when I saw her yesterday. So much sadness.
Now that you mention it, this is upstream from where we found the poem.
Huh? Hey, look! Over there! Another leaf! Wow, you're right! And this one has writing on it too! After that leaf!
Aí, deu uma boa caminhada. Finalmente pegar aqui a folha. Uma folha amarela. Uma folha amarela, amarela.
We finally caught it.
Are the words still legible? Or have they been washed out?
Looks like the ink's intact. Let Paimon take a look at what it says.
O desejo permanece, mas o tempo passou. O menino junto à fonte fica frágil rápido demais. Mas quando os sonhos fluem para a realização, onde riachos se unem ao mar, continuaremos nossa jornada em reverie infinita.
Huh? This is related to the poem we wrote in reply yesterday. She must have picked up one of our leaves. Spring. Young boy. It's looking a lot like Callie Roy was the one who wrote this.
She seems to care a lot about that story, huh?
Actually, when Paimon first saw her, Paimon was wondering, do you think... Is it possible that she's,
Ué, mas, tipo, acho que... acho que isso aqui é perguntando de, sei lá, é uma oceanídea ou não. Cara, eu bati o olho já... Oceanídea, né?
Based on the current and accounting for wind strength... Everyone, please follow me.
Tá, encontrar a moça.
She's surrounded by hilly churros! Let's go save her!
Ih, tá sendo atacada? Não tema, pois Wesley está aqui para lhe salvar. Tome!
What's that? It's a huge water droplet.
This is exactly what I saw the other day.
Ela é uma oceanide.
Huh? Why are you all looking at me like that? Oh no, my body, is it?
That voice is definitely Callie Roy's.
How did this happen? Please wait a moment. Oh no, did I use up too much energy?
How did you... What's going on here? Miss Callie Roy, are you some kind of adeptus?
No, I'm so sorry for deceiving you all for so long. Actually, I'm an Oceanid who flowed here from Fontaine long ago.
What's an Oceanid?
Ué? Ele não sabe o que é uma oceanide?
Ah, the Grandmaster has mentioned them before. The Oceanids were the familiars of the former Hydro Archon. They all fled Fontaine after the Archon died and settled across the world.
That's correct. Though, to tell you the truth, I can't even completely recall how I found myself here. I have a vague impression of my ancestral home, but I can't recall clearly anything I saw on my journey. All I know is that by the time I arrived in Mondstadt, I had lost most of my power and couldn't even sustain a physical form. I settled in a place called Springvale, where I slowly began to regain my power. Springvale is a serene and beautiful place. The water that flows through there is clear and pure, just like the hearts of the people who dwell there.
So you're the Spring Fairy of Springvale?
Yes, Diona, and I remember you too, you know. When you were little, you often came to the spring at night to speak with me.
Really? You're not messing with me, are ya?
I always thought that was just a local legend.
Your favorite little pillow, the fish one? Its name is Bubbles, is it not?
Yep! All those childhood memories. So they weren't just a dream. So, if this is true, then all those things written on the leaves...
O luar flui como mel aveludado, o menino da fonte se torna velho e frágil.
I see. So you were the ones who found my leaf. Well, you are correct. The Spring Fairy and Heart of Clear Springs is me.
No wonder you were asking us so many questions about it. So, the boy from the story...
is Finch. I always loved listening to people's dreams. And still do, to this day. Whether they're beautiful, sad, or filled with emotions I couldn't understand at the time. One night, a little boy came to the spring. The tears that fell from his face were more fragile than a moonbeam, and purer than the morning dew. I like humans, and wanted to understand them better. I also wanted to make sense of the feelings contained in his tears that were, then, a mystery to me.
Então viraram amigos.
Yes. We often met under the stars, sharing our stories with one another. Sometimes, we'd stay up all night and see who would hear the first bird chirping from the boughs, or the first cicada of summer.
Aw, that sounds lovely.
But, one day, just like the book says, I saw an emotion in Finch's eyes that I couldn't reciprocate. I felt out of my depth, in uncharted waters. But I knew all too well that we Lockfolk face a very different fate from that of humans. Whatever was happening, I didn't want it to lead to Finch writing a chapter of his life that he would later come to regret. So, I fled, and never appeared before him again.
Oh, Callie Roy.
My strength returns very slowly. And even after decades, I can only sustain a physical form for a very short time. I once hoped that Finch would be able to move on, and meet me when the stars in the night sky have all gone out. But after seeing so many people's stories, and hearing about all their dreams, I have gradually come to understand Finch's heart. This feeling of wanting to respond to his feelings is surging relentlessly in my chest, and I can no longer restrain it. But I'm also scared.
Scared that if I go and see him now, I'll bring nothing but disappointment. And even more pain when it comes time to part.
It really is a difficult choice.
Please go see him.
Huh?
I know Grandpa Finch, and he's a really kind person. When I was struggling to learn how to draw maps,
Vovô Finch?
he was
Ué.
always encouraging me, telling me not to give up, always keep trying, and get out there and have some adventures.
Ué, então o Mika conhece o cara?
He often tells me stories about his past, but I've never once seen a look of regret or sadness in his face. And even though Grandpa Finch loves adventures, he still stands there by the spring. I believe that he's serious about his feelings for you, Miss Callie-Roe. He's never stopped hoping that he'll see you again one day. So if you want to see him too, then what are you waiting for?
Uau, Mika.
Huh? Oh, sorry. I think I got a bit too excited and I just thought, well, it just sort of came out.
I understand. That settles it. I've decided. I will go back and see Finch.
You will? Amazing! That's great!
But I'd like to ask all of you for some help.
Sure. Just say the word. We'll help you any way we can.
Would you come to Springvale with me and help to bring Finch to my side? I cannot maintain this form for much longer, and I'm worried others will see me how I was just before.
Leave it to me. I'm really close with Grandpa Finch.
Ué, mais uma que conhece o cara?
Also, please keep Finch's in my secret. I wouldn't want Springvale's tranquil waters to become agitated on account of all this.
Beleza.
Your secret is safe with me.
I won't tell anyone. That's a promise.
Great. I can't thank you all enough.
What's wrong? Are you gonna turn back into a water droplet?
No, I'm sorry. It's just that my mind's racing. As much as I want to talk to him again, I'm still worried that I won't have the words when the time comes.
Faz um poema.
A poem?
Faz um poema sobre tudo que tá escondido no seu coração.
Okay, good idea. I'll write him a poem, and it will be called Heart of Clear Springs.
Engraçado, né? Os caras usaram o Vente e a Rutal pra vender o evento e cadê eles na história, né? Sumiram. Querem censurar a minha coveira, cara, na moral, velho.
Eu odeio todos vocês!
Are you okay?
It's nothing. I'm just scared that I won't be able to maintain this form much longer.
Okay, don't panic. Wait here, Callie-Roe. I'll go fetch Grandpa Finch.
Take it slow, Diona. Finch isn't a young man anymore. He's not as steady on his feet. I can still hold on a bit longer.
Okay, stay strong. You can do it.
Ah, é esse maluco. É o cara da fonte. Entendeu. Eu já falei algumas vezes com esse NPC.
Is that Diona? You're back early today.
Today's your special day, Grandpa Finch. Can you come with me?
Oh? Well, where are we going?
Over there, to the waterfall.
Did you catch a nice little fishy?
Just come with me already. This is extremely important.
But I promised your father that I'd go to
Grandpa Finch!
All right. All right. No need to get worked up. I'm right behind you.
That's more like it. Now come on. I'll help you.
Draft's daughter is just like him when she's on a mission.
Over here! Over here! It's okay, Grandpa Finch. Take your time.
What's all this? What are all these people doing here? Even Mika's here? How's work been going lately? And even some friends from abroad, if I'm not mistaken. You do know that today's not my birthday, don't you?
Greetings, Mr. Finch. My name is Chong Yoon. We all met at the poetry gala, and, well, there's someone we'd like to introduce you to.
Finch.
That voice. Kelly Rowe.
I didn't think you'd still remember.
Oh, I remember. I remember all right. How could I ever forget? Although your appearance is different than I recall. Back then, you looked like you'd stepped right out of a fairy tale. But I'm one to talk. Of course a fairy from a fairy tale can change forms. But in your eyes, I'm probably the one who's changed beyond all recognition.
Oh, even after all these years, you still know just what to say to make me laugh.
I thought you were only able to appear in the dead of night. There have been times when I've wondered whether it really was all a dream.
I'm sorry I kept you waiting for so long, Finch.
Oh, it can't have been that long. It's been but the blink of an eye, really.
Finch,
Que fofo.
would you like to hear a poem I wrote for you?
A poem? You write poetry now? Well, of course. I'd be delighted to listen. I'll hang on every word that leaves your lips.
In that case, let me read you a story about the spring fairy.
Tá, acho que aqui vem cutscene, né? Deixa eu... É, droga, eu vou ter que assistir no celular. Ele tá carregando, mano. Ai, que ferro. Cara, que bagulho bonito e... Assim, essas animações 2D do Genshin, elas são muito lindas. Né, que é um bagulho, tipo, se fosse um desenho mesmo se mexendo, saca? Eu acho isso tão bonito e tal. O poema, tipo, eu não sou muito esse negócio de, ai, poema e tal. Eu não curto muito isso, mas achei a mensagem legal. E, tipo, o cara conhecia ela desde criança, velho. Achei que, tipo, seria, tipo, uma adolescente já, mas não, pô, faz bastante tempo, né? Então, tipo... A animação tá aí no canal do Genshin pra quem quiser assistir, mas eu não vou resumir o que acontece não. Eu acho que a sensação de você assistir ela é melhor do que só eu vim aqui resumir, né, nesse caso.
Yes.
Vamos deixar pra lá.
This is how I remember you from when we first met.
Mas, ué, essa Oceanid aqui parece menor do que o normal.
All those years ago. It really has been a long, old time, hasn't it?
Finch,
It's okay. I understand. Your poem, it explains everything.
Thank you, Finch. Please, take this.
Ih?
It's so beautiful.
Vai entregar o coração dela mesmo, tipo...
This is a droplet of water condensed from my own power. Finch, I don't have a physical form like humans, and I can't stay by your side. I don't know how long it'll be before I can change back into human form again. But as long as this droplet remains with you, our hearts will always
que bonitinho o coraçãozinho aqui embaixo.
no matter the distance between us.
Que fofo.
I will always be one with the spring. From this day onwards, if you call me, I will meet you in your dreams.
As verdadeiras águas termais do coração.
It's so romantic.
You've really learned a lot, haven't you? And you don't even mind that the kids are watching.
Does it bother you?
How could it possibly? This is the happiest moment of my life. I just worry that once I go to sleep, I won't ever want to wake up again.
Huh?
I'm only joking. It seems that you still have much to learn.
Is that right?
Grandpa Finch and Kelleroy look so happy. Oh, what a perfect moment.
Diona, thank you for fetching Finch for me. I've never forgotten you either.
I used to chat with you a lot. Wasn't it ever annoying?
Não era chato.
Of course not. You are one of the truest friends I have in the entire world. That's why I gave you your gift, so that a part of me could always be with you.
Huh?
Presente?
Wait. So is Diona's ability to mix delicious drinks from disgusting ingredients a blessing from this bird?
Então... Ih, rapaz.
And if so, is it also possible that my pure yang spirit is a gift from some being?
My physical form is about to disappear. Finch.
Yes?
I've never regretted meeting you or deciding to talk to you that night. Not once. All these long years. Not for a single moment.
It probably goes without saying, but neither have I.
Although it was different from in the stories. That fateful night, I never gave you that kiss. This gift that represents my promise and my love. I give it to you now.
Paimon fecha os olhos.
It's okay, everyone. She's gone now.
What? But Paimon didn't get a chance to say goodbye. Grandpa Finch.
Don't worry now. She hasn't gone far. Just like she said, she'll always be one with the spring. By our side and in our dreams.
E antes dela ir, ela revela... Então, Jonah, esse negócio aí de você fazer bebida... De fazer bebida lixo virar bebida boa... É minha culpa, né? Foi mal, errei, fui moleca. Então ela é a culpada de tudo isso que está acontecendo?
And it looks like you're in much better spirits than before. Hu Tao's a step ahead. She's already talking about printing a poetry anthology. She said she can't wait for everyone's final words because I'm itching to pull the trigger. By which I assume she meant she eagerly anticipates receiving everyone's freestyle poetry submissions to help her close the deal.
Where have you all been? I've been waiting here forever.
Perhaps they lacked sufficient inspiration and wished to have an emergency communion with nature. And with any luck, I'll bet they heard some fine poetry along the way.
Code Death Bard! Does this mean that right from the start
Oh, cala a boca.
Right from the start, you said you would treat us to a nice meal!
Huh? Did I?
Eu acho que isso vale uma refeição.
Very well. Since the traveler agrees, then it looks like I can't escape this time.
Abra os seus bolsos cheios de mora. Você não vai comprar bebida dessa vez, seu bardo. Me dê comida.
Dear Diona, could I trouble you to fix us a couple of your delicious beverages?
You wish. All right. Well, normally I'd never agree, but since I happen to be in a good mood today...
Huh? So, just what have you guys been up to all this time? Why does it feel like there are some unspoken words hanging in the air here that everyone is privy to but myself?
O cabeça de coia, você vai ter que... não vai saber, né?
Really? Must be the breeze. You're reading way too much into it.
Yeah, that's right. We're just, taking a walk. Inspiration walk, since it worked so well last time.
So even Mika's in on it? Chongyun, how about you tell me what happened on the sly? I've just remembered that I heard about a haunted house recently that you'll definitely want to check out.
E olha lá, o cara tá com ciúmes, mano.
I'm willing to bet that even your pure yang spirit
Quero
won't be able
arrancar a
to stare off
informação.
these demons.
Olha que maluco. A cara desse filho da puta.
I appreciate the gesture, but no thanks. Not this time. And I'm starting to think that maybe this pure yang spirit isn't such a bad thing after all.
Huh? What the? What's gotten into you? Okay, that confirms it. I call shenanigans. Something big definitely went down here.
Ué? Oxi! Acabou assim do nada? Caraca, velho, o tempo passou muito... Ou o tempo passou muito rápido, ou simplesmente eles meteram louco e acabou do nada, né? Caraca, velho, oxi! E é isso, né? Vamos de opinião aqui pra finalizar com esse vídeo. E, bom, a minha ideia era colocar eu fazendo o comecinho dos minigames desse evento, só que aí eu vi que faltou... Quer dizer, tava faltando uns 20 minutos, eu falei, ah, cara, eu não vou fazer isso não, mano, deixa pra lá. Mas então, eu falei um pouco sobre cada uma das missões, quando eu fui finalizando elas e tal. E assim, nesse evento, eu não... Sendo bem sincero, ele foi algo bem mediano, sabe? Porque, que nem eu disse, os caras pegaram um Vente Arrutal pra promover o negócio. Aí o que você espera, né? Porque ano passado, eles fizeram uma interação dos dois se encontrando lá no Ritual das Lanternas, e eles virando amigos e tal. E, pô, a expectativa é que você veja eles interagindo junto e você vai andando com eles por aí e tal. Mas não, o evento basicamente foi focado em personagens que, assim, talvez isso soe um pouco ofensivo para algumas pessoas que gostam desses bonecos, mas eles basicamente pegaram bonecos que ninguém liga pra formar uma história. E tipo... E a Rutal e o Vende, cara, eles subiram, né? Basicamente. Mas eles desenvolveram muito bem esse negócio da Rutal, olha. Da Diona e o porquê dela ter esse negócio de fazer bebidas... Sempre sair uma bebida boa, que não sei o que. Essa parada da Oceanide lá com saudade do cara, que não sei o que. Rolou o primeiro beijo dentro do Genshin, mas aí foi um beijo de NPC, então a gente desconsidera, porque, né? Nossa, a primeira parte da missão ali eu fiquei tipo, nossa, para de falar, Paimon, acaba logo com esse negócio e tal. Não sei se é porque eu também fui fazer o negócio meio de mau humor, mas é a vida, né? Fazer o quê? Bom, e é isso, né? Desculpa a demora por ter... esse evento não ter saído enquanto ele ainda tava rolando, né? Aqui no caso, hoje é dia 31 de outubro, né? 31 de outubro às 13 horas, né? Enquanto eu tô fazendo isso aqui. Eu preferi trazer o evento todo em um só vídeo do que ficar fazendo aquela baboseira de... Ai, dividir em vários pedaços, que não sei o que e tal. Talvez eu divida esses vídeos de evento em duas partes. Que eu acho que em uma parte já é meio pesado pra mim editar assim, diretão. Mas, bom, vamos ver como é que eu vou me adaptando, né? Mas enfim. Bom, esse vídeo vai ficando por aqui. Muito obrigado por ter assistido até agora. Deixa um like, se inscreva no canal. E, bom, vou ficando por aqui e a gente se vê numa próxima.